Okay, what's going on? Vincent Rapisardi, Big Blue, Unbiased.com. I haven't done a video in like a week. I actually moved down to Florida, and in terms of the live stream situation, I told you guys I would have a schedule of live streams. Well, right now my internet situation, I don't have internet. I'm just kind of trying to upload this through my phone Wi-Fi hotspot. So I don't want to do a live stream when I'm not connected to the internet, because then I think it could be crap and it's not going to be good. And it's going to be a bad live stream. So I'm going to wait on that. We'll delay that, but we'll definitely get to that before the start of the draft and moving forward. And when I say moving forward, I mean moving forward. So I feel like I'm never transparent with you guys in terms of why I have these breaks. It feels like a few months here, a few months there, a year, whatever it is. You'll see me make content and then I disappear. The last few years I've worked in Major League Baseball. I worked for the Detroit Tigers in 2019. I worked for the Cincinnati Reds in 2020 before COVID hit. And then I was like, ooh, I don't know. What should I do? Should I continue to make content? Even though I'm probably going to go back into baseball? Because teams usually don't like that. The Tigers wouldn't let me post to YouTube or Twitter or really any social media. They were very tough with that. And some teams don't like it. So I'm like, should I start producing content? If nobody, if I'm going to start it and then just stop it, I feel like that's kind of like disrespectful in a way to you guys, because you guys follow and you subscribe and you comment and you set notifications, you do all that, and then I disappear. So this year I was actually offered a position with the Boston Red Sox and I declined it. It was for Virginia. It was a job in Virginia for one of their minor league affiliates. But no, I'm going to commit to this, and I'm going to commit to this great following that we have on this channel. Moving forward, we're going to have live streams. We're going to have a ton of content, hopefully every single day. And I'm excited to do this. I really am. I want to build something. We've already started to build something really special here. And really, I don't really do many collaborations. We had Chris, the Entertainer, on about a few months ago, at least 3-4 months ago. Time flying. But I don't do too many of them, so I know that's something that people have asked for. I think at least a couple people may have asked for. Maybe you should do more collaborations. That's something that we could definitely consider moving forward. I definitely want to branch out, talk Giants football with as many people as possible. I don't want it to just be my content. There are other people out there that produce good Giants content, and some people that I don't even agree with. There's definitely some people out there that I would be open to talking Giants football with that I don't agree with. That's okay. That's what we need. We need good discussions, even with people that we don't agree with, and that's in any realm, whether that's sports, politics, or whatever it is. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, I just want to let you guys know, moving forward, I'm all in. I'm ready to go, and thank you for subscribing and following along. I really do appreciate it. It really means a lot. Okay, so we're going to do a mock draft. Let's get to this. Get to the mock draft, okay? We're going to have a mock draft simulator here, okay? We got all the Giants draft picks. We got all these players on the board. And we're going to do a quick mock draft. We still got a little bit of time before the draft, right? We got about a month. So this is just the first of hopefully many mock drafts. And I do like this mock draft simulator. This is a Pro Football Focus one. As I've stated many times about Pro Football Focus, I've headbutted. I've really gotten into a Pro Football Focus over the past year or two because they frustrate me. There's some things that they do where they create these like ESPN first take, type videos. And it's like, stop looking for clicks. Stop, just looking for outrageous things to say. Produce good content, analytics and good statistics and interesting content that people would actually subscribe for. I don't want to hear you with your hot takes. I don't care. I do like their analytics though, and that's why I decided to subscribe towards that's why I decided to resubscribe, because I had unsubscribed because I was tired of it, and they really started to get away from that. So I like that they're not as clickbaity as they were. That's what it seemed like for a while. So this is a Pro Football Focus mock draft. So let's start this draft and let's go through it. Actually, first of all, what do the Giants need in this draft? Well, in the first round, they could go offensive line. They could go maybe a Micah Parsons. They could go a player like that. They maybe even can go wide receiver, maybe a Jalen Waddle. So let's start this draft. If I can actually start it. Hold on one second. Okay, so I figured it out. The New York Giants are on the clock. I'm Dave Gettleman. I'm going to make the move. All right. So Rashawn Slater is going to be my pick. Now I'm going to click on his name. Pro Football Focus has kind of a bio section, so we can kind of look through it quickly. This is somebody who I had talked about in a recent video. I thought he would be a good pick for the Giants at 11 if they do keep their pick. I do think that their pick could be very enticing for a team that wants a quarterback, because there's a good group of quarterbacks, right? But there may be a team that doesn't want to trade up into that top 5 area, but they'd rather trade up to that 11th spot, not give up as much, and still get their franchise quarterback. So Rashawn Slater, I think, would be a nice pick for the Giants, and I've kind of changed my tune on this first-round pick for the Giants because I thought, hey, they shouldn't spend another high resource on an offensive lineman. Andrew Thomas last year, they spent big on Nate Solder. Will Hernandez was a second-round pick. Matt Parrott was a third-round pick. Just last season. So they've spent a good amount of resources on their offensive line. They obviously traded for Kevin Zeitler. They traded Olivier Vernon for Kevin Zeitler. They recently released Zeitler, but they were spending a good chunk of money on him as well. They've put a lot towards their offensive line since Gettleman has taken over. So I thought maybe they shouldn't go in that direction. But they had a huge free agent class. They got their cornerback to a really good player, Adoree Jackson. Kenny Golladay, they got their number 1 wide receiver. They got their wide receiver 1. So now they have so many options in the first round. They can really do whatever they want because they filled major. I wouldn't say quarterback 2 was a major need. I've kind of flip-flopped on that too. I think there were times last year I'm like, they need a cornerback too. And then Yadim started to play. All right, he's okay, I guess. He can do the job. It's definitely a position they could have upgraded at. But now they've upgraded in a big way. Now they really got a cornerback too, where they don't have to worry about a first-round corner, especially Adoree Jackson's 25. 3-year deal, so you're set. You're set at your cornerback 2 spot. You get your wide receiver 1 and Kenny Golladay, so you don't have to take a Devontae Smith or Jalen Waddle. You don't have to do that. Now you can take whoever you want. So Rashawn Slater has played left tackle. He's played right tackle. 6'3", so he's a little bit smaller, and I think he probably projects more towards playing the guard position, and he would slot right in at right guard. That's where the Giants could use him. I think that's definitely a need at this point. Right guard is definitely a place that they could improve. Lemieux is an option. Zach Fulton is also an option. But you look at this too. Where is it? Can play anywhere on the offensive line. I think that fits exactly what Joe Judge likes to do on the offensive line. We saw them mix and match pieces all season. So that's who I'm taking here in the mock draft, Rashawn Slater, for the Giants in the first round. Okay, so the New York Giants are back on the clock here in the second round, and I think that they should go ahead and take Jabril Cox, linebacker from LSU. Now, Blake Martinez actually performed fairly well in coverage last year, a passer rating of 89, no touchdowns allowed, which was better than what he had produced in Green Bay. But he's still more of an old-school thumper. He's a good tackler. He's a good run defender. Jabril Cox gives Patrick Graham another piece to the puzzle, another interesting dynamic to his defense. Cox is a good coverage linebacker, and I think in today's game you need that. I think you need a good coverage linebacker, someone who can cover tight ends, a running back out of the backfield. You need that. And last year I thought the Giants should have taken Isaiah Simmons in the first round, but if you can get a linebacker who is known to be good in coverage, that's a win. So the New York Giants are going to take Jabril Cox. Okay, so the Giants are now on the clock here in the third round. So what are they going to do? I'm going to go with edge rusher Cameron Sample of Tulane. And I say that because we've kind of seen a trend with Gettleman draft picks in the third round. We saw Lorenzo Carter, edge rusher, former third-round pick. O'Shane Zimenez, former third-round pick, edge rusher as well. B.J. Hill, more of a pass-rushing interior defensive lineman. So they've really went kind of in the pass rushing direction a decent amount of times in the Gettleman era, and I think that's where they go here with Cameron Sample. And you look at his versatility, his ability to kind of move inside and outside. As you can see here, he has the ability to kick inside and outside and still be able to produce. As you can see, he's 280. So there's definitely some ability there, physical ability, for him to kick inside if need be. So you can move him around. And that's the staple of the Joe Judge era so far, is versatility. That's what they want. Cameron Sample is my guy here. Okay, so the New York Giants are now up on the clock here in the fourth round. And I'm going to go wide receiver. Cornell Powell, wide receiver from Clemson. Now, I thought the Giants should have drafted a wide receiver in the middle of the draft, or maybe I would say around third, fourth round, somewhere in the middle of the draft last year, and they didn't do that. They didn't even draft a wide receiver at all. I didn't like that, and clearly it hurt them. You look at last season, they had very little depth at wide receiver and very little impact at wide receiver, okay? They were not productive at that position, and they really didn't have many playmakers. Now, Cornell Powell is not expected to be a guy who has a high ceiling, like he's going to be just a dominant starting wide receiver, but he's a guy who seems to be someone that you can expect to at least be an average to above average player, someone you could start. And as Pro Football Focus says, NFL Tools as a number 2 or number 3. And that's kind of what the Giants need. They need depth. They need someone that they can trust. And what I like here, 7 contested catches on passes thrown 10-plus yards down the field. And if you watch some video on this guy, really good at kind of boxing out a defender, going up and making those contested catches. And that's kind of what they have in a player like Kenny Golladay. So I think he serves as another, not as good as Kenny Golladay, but a Kenny Golladay-like downfield option, a contested catch kind of guy. That's what Galladay's good at. I think he's second in the NFL in contested catches since 2018. Cornell Powell, I think, adds that kind of dynamic to the Giants offense, at least in a, third, fourth wide receiver role as a rookie. They need to just continue to add depth to that position. You need some wide receivers out there, especially in kind of these middle rounds. A little bit more depth. Darius Slayton's a nice number 2. Sterling Shepard, you can't always trust him to stay healthy. And Kenny Galladay's had his injury issues as well. So Cornell Powell is my pick. Okay, so the Giants don't have a 5th-round pick. They traded for Leonard Williams in 2019, and that pick goes to the Jets. So they're in the 6th round here. And I'm going to go with running back Trey Regas. I'm not sure how to say it, but bulldozer of a running back, 230. And he kind of reminds me of what Brandon Jacobs could potentially offer the New York Giants if they do go in this direction in the 6th round. Big 230, bowling ball, lower half kind of running back. Uncanny feet for a 230-pounder. 230-pounder. I think the Giants need to add a little bit of depth at running back. They obviously signed Devontae Booker. They let Wayne Gallman go. It looks like he's still a free agent, so it looks like his days with the Giants are probably over. I think that they should spend a draft pick. Add another running back to their depth chart. You're in the 6th round. You might as well take a chance on someone who offers a unique skill set. A guy that's just a bulldozer of a running back. That's not too common today. Most running backs are just good pass catchers and kind of quick and shifty. But Trey Regas can offer the Giants something interesting. I would go in the running back direction. That's my pick. Okay, so this is the final pick for the Giants in this mock draft here in the 6th round. And I'm going to go with a player you probably don't know much about, Quinton Bohanna. And there really isn't much on this guy, but he is a big dude. He's almost 360 pounds. Once this thing loads, I'll show you. Because, again, you probably don't know too much about Quinton Bohanna. But I do think that Gettleman will probably, look, he loves his offensive linemen. He loves his defensive linemen. We know he likes to control the line of scrimmage. So there's not much on Quinton Bohanna, but 357, that's a big man. That's a big man that can potentially control the line of scrimmage. So 6th round, you're kind of taking some flyers. Quinton Bohanna is my pick, and that is it. That is the end of my mock draft. Thank you for watching. We'll have more. We'll have more of these. I really like this Pro Football Focus mock draft simulator, by the way. I believe it comes with the subscription. I don't know if it's free. If you guys like it, give it a try. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. You might have to check it out yourself. But I like it. I'm going to be using it moving forward. We still got about a month towards the draft, so we'll have some more mock drafts coming up.